household appliances.
That's a good one. Yeah. Well, I've had a bit of a dilemma over the last few weeks, Ed. I bet you face the same sort of thing. I've got this electric fire in my house because I'm a cheapskate and I can't be bothered to get the coal put in every day in the fireplace. I've got this electric one that we don't use for a heater, but we use it for the aesthetics. It's got a bit of a glow to it, like a black plate with an orange glow, and it's got a flickery flame effect, Ed. And the flame bit stopped it up about 3 weeks ago, and I said to the missus, I think, I'm going to have to take this down the tip and get a new one. I looked it up online, and it was about 250 quid for a new one, and I thought, I wonder if there could be a solution to this, because I don't want to really chuck it away if I can help it. And then on Saturday, all my dreams were answered, actually, Ed, because I went down to West Raven Community Gardens. It's near Ravensthorpe Primary School in Westwood in Peterborough, where they run this, what they call a repair cafe. And I spoke to Rebecca Neal, she's a team leader, but before they put my electric fire on the workbench, she told me about the repair cafe.
So we've had the Repair Cafe going for about a year and a half now. Yep, so we pop up in a few different locations. We love this location, usually when it's a sunny day, not like today. Yeah. So we usually get somewhere between 25 and 30 different repairs each time. And we usually have something like 8 volunteers that do various different things, from electrical repairs, tool sharpening, basic checks on bikes, and all of this it's about teaching people how to look after their own things. So if it's broken because someone has not maintained it properly, then we can teach them how to do that. Or if there's a simple repair that they can do themselves, then we can teach them how to do it. Yeah, well, we don't ask for any money to do our repairs. People can put a donation in if they want to, but the idea is it's about saving money, it's about reducing the amount of stuff that goes to landfill. It's also a social thing. It's upskilling people. We share food and drink and show people new places, and it's just generally a positive thing to be involved in. So the best way to find us is on Facebook. So we are Peterborough Repair Cafe UK, because there is a Canadian one. Yeah, so next time we are at Rail World, which is in the centre of Peterborough. It's always the first Saturday of the month, so I think it is the 2nd of September we'll be there.
Nishan and Ian, great to see you at the Repair Cafe. So why are you down here today? Where have you come from for a start, Ian?
Hi, we've come from Whittlesea, a town about 6 miles away from here, and just had our items dealt with by the Repair Cafe, and they fixed both a coffee machine and a toaster for us. Oh. And it's been excellent, because we thought if it couldn't be fixed, it was just for the bin, but now we've got some more life out of these items.
It was marvellous. It was just something wanted to repair. It's a big old piece of equipment. We've had it for possibly 25 years, and it was just elements that needed changing. Absolutely marvellous. Don't have to go out and buy a new toaster. I bought the replacement elements. It cost me £35, and that's all it's cost me. We gave a donation to the cafe, and then it was just petrol to get here.
That's all?
That's it. Yeah. It's a wonderful service. And the coffee machine was repaired for free. It was a blockage. So all it's cost for us today to repair over £500 worth of equipment, if we were to replace it, has cost £35.
That's incredible, Ian, isn't it? It really is. And you mentioned like the blockage. I mean, how many people you think in Cambridgeshire will throw away an item not realising it could have something so small wrong with it, like a blockage in a coffee machine? You wouldn't know, would you, really?
Over 70%. It would only be the older generation that would try and have something fixed, because that was the way we were brought up. Yeah. We didn't throw things out.
So you're just taking a couple of screws out, Scott. So what I've got here, Scott, is this fire. You can see it's got the glow still working. And actually the heater part of it still works. We don't use the heater part. All we want is for the glow and the effect of a fire. It flickers a bit. But as you can see, it's just static at the moment. We've got this glass back plate, which is glowing nice and orange, but nothing in a little flicker.
I have a very similar electric fireplace myself. We have a dog in the house, and so, he molts a bit, and so that's something we're very aware of, making sure that we keep that clean and that it's not jamming up, and also not driving debris into the heating elements as well, which, again, could also cause a few issues.
Ed, how about that, Ed? Bit of jeopardy on a Monday morning, Mel Booty, because will Johnny's fire, will it survive? Will the embers burn bright again? You're going to find out later, Ed. We're going to keep on the edge of your seat about that. And later on, also, Ed, I'm going to go and meet this lady that teaches people how to do upholstery skills. She told me her classes are bulging with more people. Is it because of the repair shop? Is it because of the cost of living? Is it because people really are getting the environmental message through now? They don't want to be clogging up the old landfill with stuff that could be mended. So all that to come, Ed, and so much more.
At the one in Peterborough say they've seen demand increase over recent months as people get things fixed instead of throwing things away to save money. And we've got to head back now and catch up with our reporter, JD. JD, who's in the Fenland town of March for us this morning. JD has just been hanging around, gallivanting in March. JD, you've got someone with us, someone there who's joining us to talk about this.
Yeah.
Can you stop that? Can you stop that? Hang on, listen, it's not TV, mate, it's radio. Stop the banging.
Sorry. I'm just getting a bit tacky, Ed. Sorry, mate.
No, it's all right. It's just radio.
No.
You're just making some noise. Someone's driving around, on their DAB. They probably switch over now thinking that there's something on their speakers.
No, I think they're going to love it. I'm absolutely sure they will. Because I just met someone just now who said, absolutely brilliant. So I'll keep banging away if that's all right with you, Ed.
Do it.
Anyway, things are getting a bit tacky because I'm actually rejuvenating a Louis XIV chair in the workshop.
That's what's going on.
And I've got a celeb name with me as well, a celeb name, Susanna York. Not the actress, Susanna York. Yeah. But she actually runs a business called York Upholstery and Interiors. I'm in a workshop, and she runs these workshop classes. And it's time to meet Ed. So Susanna, meet Susanna.
How you doing,
Hello,
Susanna?
Ed,
not too bad. How you doing?
Really good,
So you're like the magical mystery person. Tell us about what you do. These courses. I'm intrigued.
Well, I started doing upholstery about 5 years ago because I just really missed working with my hands. So I set these courses up, one in March and a new one to start in Thorney, where we just get people together and they bring in a piece of furniture and we strip it right back and we rebuild the upholstery, putting new top covers on. I bring all the materials with me. And it's just really friendly, and people get to meet people, and they walk away with a beautiful piece of furniture that they've done themselves, which you can't buy anywhere else.
You can't, and that's incredible. And do people like that? Is it proving to be a bit popular?
It is, and actually, funnily enough, it's getting more popular. I've had a couple of phone calls this morning for a Thorney class, which is fantastic. And, as much as it's sustainable, it's actually great to get people together, and it's really, really enjoyable. People that come to our class, it's very relaxed. And we just really enjoy sort of chatting, have a nice cup of coffee, obviously essential with all upholstery. And, yeah. So, it's working really well, and that's why I'm putting on an extra course in Thorney and looking for new venues, really.
You're looking for new venues. Why do you think there's a vibe that people want to do this? They want to be part of this. I mean, clearly it's about you because you've got that great vibe, and I'm sure when people walk in and they see you, they smile. But apart from you just being a magical person, why do you think this has become this not trendy, but a lot of people like it?
Yeah, I think people just like it because they get to relax. They get to
see. When you mention relax and what happens, we've lost Susanna. We're going to come back to Susanna in just a minute. Susanna, so we're back. We're talking about the kind of popularity, and also I want to find out, is this not so much a trend, but our obsession about rediscovering throwbacks, going back to the old school, old-fashioned habits of making do, mending, trying to rekindle those skills that we lost or may not have had?
I think it is a real throwback. When you start taking a chair apart, particularly anything from the 50s, backwards, you can see how beautifully they're made. I mean, chairs, very often, the cheaper variety of chairs aren't made anywhere near as well as old-fashioned chairs, and you understand the beauty of them. So then when you sort of reupholster them and bring them back to life, it's a great feeling. It makes you feel great, and it's beautiful and it's unique. People want unique pieces for their own homes, and you can't buy them. You've got to really try and make them.
What's the best story you've come across? Someone who's come to see you. You've helped them, and they've become a maverick of literally doing up old things, and they call themselves the upholstery maverick.
There's quite a few mavericks in the classes. There really are, actually. There's a couple of ladies, actually, that have started off with just footstools, and then they've moved on to sort of beautiful Park and Old chairs, you know, the 720 Park and Olds, and they have basically stripped them right back to wood. And if anybody doesn't know what a Park and Old sort of armchair is, it's more of a sort of a wing-back chair. So they're quite complicated, and they have gained the confidence to completely strip those back and put them back together. One lady is making one for her nephew at the moment as a reading chair. Yeah.
All thanks to you.
Well, yeah, and their hard work and enthusiasm, yeah.
So the plan is to expand, and you want to kind of do this across Cambridgeshire. I mean, what's the plan? What are you thinking? How's this going to happen?
I'd love it to become a much bigger thing.
Saturday I was working, Saturday I was working at West Raven Community Gardens, because they've got this place there, which is the Repair Cafe. I had this fire that was a bit dodge. It was an electric one that went in the fireplace. But the big thing is, was it mended or not, Ed? We're going to find out, because it's time for the big reveal. So you're just taking a couple of screws out, Scott. So what I've got here, Scott, is this fire. You can see it's got the glow still working, and actually the heater part of it still works. We don't use the heater part. All we want is for the glow and the effect of a fire. It flickers a bit. As you can see, it's just static at the moment. We've got this glass back plate, which is glowing nice and orange, but nothing in a little flicker.
From just trying to move the centrifugal fan with my fingers here, there's a little bit of resistance on it. It's a bit stiffer than what I would expect. And I can also feel when it's powered on, there's a sort of 50 hertz buzz that you get from the motor, which indicates that it is powered and it's trying to drive the fan. But there's
the motor might not be knackered.
Possibly not. Possibly not. Too early to say for sure. We'll try and get in there and take a closer look at it, but it might be that there's just a bit too much resistance on that fan.
What have you brought into the Repair Cafe then, madam?
A sewing machine. So when I saw this cafe, the repair said, I need to go there, because it's more an investigation on why it's not working. I'm really confident that David will find the fault. I've got so much sewing to do, so I need to get this going.
What sort of stuff do you do with your sewing machine then?
I just do loads of crafts and cushions and curtains, just as for fun, as a hobby.
The prognosis, David, is it's a pedal that's broken and not the machine, possibly.
The pedal's fixed. Yeah. I think it's just that little clip had been, because you said you was using it a lot and you probably pressed it that hard, it pushed it off. So what we're going to do is try and reassemble it and give it a test and see what it does.
Hey! Get stitching again.
Gladly. Lots of work.
And straight away it pops that bit.
Yeah. Hello, madam. Nice to see you in the Repair Cafe.
Yes.
It's a nice environment here, isn't it?
Yes, they're all really friendly, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pleased to come. The first time here.
Oh, first time. Where have you come from today?
In Woodstone, Peterborough.
Not far?
No, not far.
No.
Yeah.
How did you know about this place?
So, where I live, we've got the Green Backyard, and they advertise when they have the Repair Cafe, and I've never heard of it, and I just think it's a brilliant thing. It's a brilliant idea.
It's a fantastic idea, isn't it? Because, environmentally friendly we're supposed to be, and greener. You don't want to be throwing things in landfill that needn't be there.
I know. Well, this is the thing. So, that bag cost me £12 to buy. Probably to repair it in a proper, where you pay would be £8. So then you think, is it worth repairing it then? I might as well just go buy another £12 bag. But if you get someone who knows what they're doing, then you're not throwing away the bag, because it's usable. That's what I was saying to Carol, who's repairing my bag. It is a usable bag. It's just the strap has gone. Yeah. And it annoys me. Why do they not make the straps more resilient? They know they're going to get a lot of wear and tear.
Okay. So, Scott, it's taken you about, an hour or so, that's all, but it's been interesting talking to other people while you've been doing the job.
Yeah, of course. About an hour sounds about right. Time flies while you're engrossed in these tasks. Yeah. But we gave it a brief test while the unit was disassembled, just to make sure the components were working, and we've seen that they were. So we've gone ahead and just done the final assembly there, put it all back together. No screws left over, which is always a good sign. And so now we'll just come to do the final switch on and just make sure that everything is working as expected.
Okay, let's go for it. I'm very excited about this.
Okay.
Way! Look at that. She glows, she flickers.
The flames are
I've got the
dancing.
flicker back. So that could have easily gone down the tip. Let me tell you that, Scott. That could have easily been history in landfill, that fire. And now you've saved it. It's no new components needed, no new bits needed at all.
Not at all, no. All too often that is the case. You find that with almost any broken appliance, 95% of the components, or 99% of the components even, will be working, and it will be a small fault that's unfortunately taken the whole thing down. That was one of the drives for me to come and join the Repair Cafe. Actually, I hate to see the waste of all of the sort of good working parts that can go on and to sort of have a further life and to sort of serve us day to day. So you know, it's
give you a lot of satisfaction.
Oh, of course.
To see people's faces as well, like mine, and the lady who brought the sewing machine in was overjoyed to have the sewing machine working again. Simple repair by David.
Of course. I mean, some repairs are simple, some get a bit more involved, particularly with sort of modern electronics where things are highly miniaturised and a little bit more fiddly to work with, but we'll certainly have a go. We can't save everything, but we do our best, and you know, at least we've had a go at trying to save it and give it a further life. So.
Hi, Ed, I've got my flicker back, mate. My glow has returned. I think you should play Relight My Fire, but I take that in my honour there, because that was a result, bud, wasn't it? 250 saved, 250 squid saved, and all thanks to the Repair Cafe down there in Peterborough. They do move around, Ed, I will tell you that. They don't stay at the same venue all the time. The next one, I believe, is at the Railworld, what's it called? The Wildlife Haven in central Peterborough, and it's on the 2nd of September from memory. So I'm going to nip off now.